Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to actually my very first video of 2026. Wow, how's everyone doing so far? Okay, so today's video is things I wish I knew before becoming a Christian as a teenager, because if y'all don't know, you know, I've always been Christian, like my whole life. Like my whole family actually has always been Christian. But the thing is that if you haven't watched my testimony, I would very much recommend it. It's right here, my testimony part 1 and part 2, because it's a very long video, like so. Yeah, I invite
you to go watch those videos.
Like I said, I've always been Christian. The thing is that before I gave my life to God, like, used to be such a lukewarm Christian before. More like cold Christian and lukewarm at the same time, you know what I mean? So before I gave my life to God, these are the things I wish I knew before that. By the way, I'm peeling an orange because, guys, you don't know, actually, this winter has been like crazy. Like here in Sweden, it has snowed like what, 40 centimeters? That's 40 to 15 centimeters. Can you believe it? There's been a lot of delays with the bus and train. And, you know, it's very cold, so I need to get a lot of vitamins, for example, Mandarin. Guys, I want to apologize for I know that I have not been posting for what, about like 2 weeks and a few days. I know. The thing is that school has started really strong and really hard, because right after a winter break I had to study a lot for a lot of exams coming up, because we had, like I said, I have a lot of exams after the winter break, so it's like crazy. I was not prepared, especially for math, but I think I should went good. Thank God, thank you guys for all your prayers. I think actually it's going to go very fine. I love Mandarin. School is getting so hard in 9th grade, especially because now we're going to have national exams pretty soon. So like I'm really stressed. So I'm gonna pray to God to please help me. But let's just start with the video. Things I wish I knew before I was a Christian. Number 1, finding a balance between God, friends, and studies. Once I started becoming a Christian, I put God first, and it's been hard, not gonna lie. Let me be real. There has been times where I used to prioritize my studies before God, and that's not good. But like you said, everyone struggles, and that's fine. To this day, I finally learned how to find that balance with God. If you guys want, I can make a video about how to have a balance between God and studies or friendships or whatever it could be. Just let me know down below in the comments. But that's something I used to struggle a lot, and I wish I knew that before. So sweet, I love this. Number 2, people are going to turn against you. This one, before I gave my life to God, I've heard this a lot, and I was like, oh wow, I don't think that's going to happen, but it actually happened. A lot of people start turning against me, but you know what, that's fine, because
I went through what I went through before giving my life to God. I went through what I went through because God was making me stronger in faith. He was making me stronger.
So when people started turning against me, once I gave my life to God, once I became a Christian, I didn't get so that affected, but you know, obviously it still hurts, because it's like, whoa, people are really turning against me because I trust God, I believe in God. Best thing is that we keep our faith strong, and I keep saying this because this is very important. Keep your faith strong. If people are going to turn against me because I believe in God, then let it be so. I'm not going to change anything about my faith with God. Number 3, learning patience and forgiveness. This one has been so hard, but it's become easy because you know, like I said, a journey with God is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're down, you know, and it's a whole journey. Actually, it's like when I first became Christian and I started reading the Bible more, I learned that in the Bible says how you have to forgive your enemies, how you have to start forgiving people, and also learned to have patience, love, and kindness. That was actually so hard for me because I am such a short-tempered girl. It's been so hard, not gonna lie, but thanks to God, I've been learning how to have more patience. At least I'm much better than before. It's become easier to forgive people who hurt you or make you mad, you know. Number 4 is fasting is actually really hard, and I'm not even kidding. Like I said before, before I gave my life to God, I obviously heard about fasting some people want to take it to the extreme and not eat for 3 straight days and just be like on full prayer. I really respect them because I'm not someone who eats a lot, but therefore I obviously still like eating. If I don't eat, my mood completely changes. And yeah, so completely I respect them. I remember that after I gave my life to God, I tried fasting and I messed up so many times because I was like, this is so hard. And I'm not even kidding because I started strong. I started with the no food fasting and I thought it would be like easy. I was like, okay, that's easy. I'll just pray to God whenever I feel hungry. When I want to feel God's presence more, or when I want to pray about something, like, you know, in that deep level, if you know what I mean. If you guys wanted, I could also make a video about fasting and everything like that. I could really explain it because I feel like I'm not explaining very good right now, but yeah. Number 5, dressing modestly. I didn't mention this in my testimony, but at that time in 2022, 2023, and 2024, early 2024, I actually did not dress modestly. I remember I would always have tops, and these tops were a little bit too much revealing. When I gave my life to God, I realized that that style was not good and it was not giving me any benefits, and I started to change, and I actually really loved it. Actually, now I dress modestly, respectful towards myself and the temple of God, because remember, our bodies are temple of God and we need to protect it. Number 6 is not fitting in the same way anymore. I used to be, oh, this sounds so embarrassed, but I used to make a lot of sexual jokes before, and it was not to fit, well, it actually was to fit in, but it was also because I had like a fake personality at the time to hide the pain I was going through. I found them funny, and I did a lot of things before that were pretty normal for me, and for this society, for this generation, it will be like normal. But I used to do really bad jokes. I used to do really bad things, and these funny jokes started to become really different now. Now when I look back at it, like what I did before was not good, and no, it was not good, guys. But I'm so thankful that now I've learned how to become better, you know what I mean? I'm just very glad that these things don't feel the same way anymore. Number 7, leaving bad habits. I used to do really bad. I had really bad habits, for example, being lazy, being full on anger, and I was actually a really bad person before, but I wish I knew that leaving these bad habits was really hard, especially laziness, because laziness is something I not exactly struggle to this day, but sometimes, you know, there's times I've been feeling so lazy and I'm like, oh my God, please help me. Number 8, still messing up after converting to God.
Say this, you know why I always say that once you become a Christian, doesn't mean that your life is going to become perfect like many people
look at it. Because I was actually one of these people. I would always look at a lot of people from my church and I would be like, wow, their life looked really good after they gave their life to God. No. Once I gave my life to God, I started really bad. Like, I started struggling a lot, you know, trying to leave the bad habits. I actually messed up a lot of things. Number 9 is being labeled by others. I'm not gonna lie, guys, because there's gonna be people who are going to tell you like, oh no, you're way too religious for this. You cannot know about this. You're going to be labeled by people. Like, there's been times where I've heard people say like, no, you're too religious, you cannot be doing this, or people are going to look at you differently. Number 10, and the last one, I think this is the one that has been really in my mind all the time: overthinking every decision. And I'm not saying overthinking in a bad way, no, because as a Christian, you start fearing God. And I'm not talking about, oh no, I feel so scared of God. No. I'm saying like, you're scared of sinning. For example, whenever I dress, I always keep thinking like, wait, is this modestly? Am I dressing good? Well, I keep overthinking every decision I take, and I put God first. You know, I'd be thinking, I'm running out of air. I don't know why. Putting God first, but I wish I knew this before I became a Christian, that you're going to, not all the time, but most of the time, you're going to overthink your decisions. For example, is this going to glorify God or maybe not? Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I truly appreciate it, and hopefully you found this video relatable. And yeah, remember, I'm not trying to scare you, obviously not. A journey with God is different for everyone. It could be easier for you, it could be harder for some people, for example me. But the important thing is that you do not give up on God, and you keep always going through and through it, and never give up. Remember that, because God is always there with you and he loves you so much and he's with you. But like I said, a journey with God is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up here, sometimes you're down here. The most important thing is that you do not give up your faith on him. And yeah, that's everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't give up on God, and let's keep up with this year, and this year will be our year. Amen. If you have any questions or video suggestions, just leave it down in the comments. I'm always reading them. And thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I love you all very, very much, my beautiful people, and God's love will come and restore you all. Bye.